Hi guys, John with you, and it's time now for build update number 2. Now if you've been watching build update number 1, we got the lower hull did it, and I said then we'd move on in this video we'll move on to the upper hull. But after reading through the instructions and giving them a fair good reading through, as in what can I get done in this stage, because I know that there's parts of this that are going to have the slat armour on. Excuse me. You don't have the slat armour onto it, so I'm going to have to leave that till after the painting, and I just told you already about that. But then I kind of looked at what stage does the top and the bottom hull meet, because the longer I can leave it, the better off it is. And according to the instructions, it's sort of halfway through, say, the build of the upper hull. And I said, I wonder why, because then I found out that there's other pieces to go on that are needed on the upper hull, and you can't attach them unless they're, say, all done, if you know what I mean, as one full thing. In other words, the bottom is being married to the top. So I'm after getting this far, okay, and I decided that now is the time. So if that's the case, that's how I'm going to build it, that I'll have to paint the lower hull at this early stage. Now there's no problem with that, because they have to be painted anyway. And the reason what I'm going to do then is, when I add on the rest of the armour package, shall we say, but what I'll do is I'll mask off, get the tracks nicely masked off, that I can be all taken off after. So marry the rest of make the upper hull, attach the upper hull, because you're going to have the side skirts and everything on it, and they're all kind of parted because there's parts to go on to the side skirts and things. Makes sense. Oh, wind. So it's much easier then with the whole bottom section masked off. I can carry on then with the rest of the build. Okay, so I don't have to worry about the very back, as long as I get kind of around the sides there. So just so I can get that painted without without masking over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of strip it down, as in take the tracks off, take the wheels off. I have little things there to mount it, okay, get them all ready for painting, and carry on then from there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go down to the bench. I'm going to strip this, then go down to the bench, and we'll discuss what we're doing after that. Okay, so what's the next stage? Next stage. Okay, so I'm ready now for getting the undercoats done. Okay, just have to reach over there and keep the old hand clean. Keeps the hand clean, very handy. There's plenty of these around these days, rubber gloves. Grab an old fist of them every now and then, anytime you see them, and dead handy for holding things. With the gloved hand, I can spray it where I won't have to worry about getting paint on me handies. Poor little handies. Okay, so anyway, right, as you see, I have them all broken down, ready for painting. Okay, I've got all the wheels there, the return rollers, the little fellas. I've got the drive sprockets. Okay, and I've got the undercarriage, and I've got the tracks. Okay, and the reason you see 3 different pots of paint here in front of me, and they're basically, yes, they are all different, even though they're all kind of nice dark colours. Okay, first up we have XF69, right, NATO black. Just hide the light there. There we go. NATO black. Okay, so the light is directly behind the camera, it makes it very hard to see. There we go, NATO black. Different setup for every position I'm going to go for. Mental, isn't it? It's all recording dark. But anyway, so that I'm going to use to undercoat this piece. Okay, the undercarriage. Okay, so then we got XF85 rubber black. There you go, that's better. XF85 rubber black, and as you can guess, yes, I'm doing the wheels. Yes, I'm doing the undercoat of all the wheels in rubber black. Okay, and that'll be the black around the for the rubber on the wheels, And then when I'm going to spray in the inside colour, one of these little jobs, very very handy. Try and get your hands on one. You pick them up in a lot of art supply places. Okay, it's a circle template. And basically what I'm going to do then is find the hole that matches up to that. There it is there. Okay, hold it with 2 fingers. Hold it with 2 fingers, line it up, lickety split. I can spray in the colour in the centre of the wheels. I don't have to worry about all that, you know, getting the outside of the tracks. Takes forever, but that's a nice easy way of doing it. Okay, now I'm going to use that, my circle template. And then for the tracks, okay, they're already rubber, so I don't have to go for a rubbery look. So I'm going to get a rusty look first on them, or, you know, metal look. And then in the process of the painting, for a finish, then the last bit then will be the rubber pads black. So I won't be needing rubber black to the very end of those ones. But for his first coat, it's metallic coat, okay, I'm going to use this XF84 dark iron. Okay, XF84 dark iron. And what I do then is I'll give them a light overspray using NATO brown, and very very light overspray on top of the dark iron will give a nice light metally, almost rusty but not too rusty look to them. Okay, which is what I want, because I want it to stand out, the metal of the track to stand out from the rubbers of the track. So I want them rusty-ish but not rusty, if you know what I mean. The dry weather out in, say, Afghanistan now, where this is going to be based, it would dry up a lot, so you know you have to make sure that they're well lubricated and things like that. So they're going to pick up bits of dust and dirt and all that kind of stuff in amongst the tracks because of all the extra oil that's on them. That then, believe it or not, it sort of it holds in moisture, and even though the oils are there to prevent stuff from rusting, the type of metal that it is, it will kind of attract little bits of rust. You'll always get it. It'll chip away at whatever coating that's on it, or whatever the oil is doing to it, and a bit of moisture will get in there and a bit of rust. So enough lessons, John. There's no need for any of that kind of talk, that dirty old rust talk. But that's basically how, you know, metal rusts, as moisture gets in between the barrier. Okay, so I'm going to start off first. I'm going to do this one, then I'll do the wheels, then I'll do the tracks, then we'll come back and we'll have a look at that. You don't need to see me airbrushing. Everybody knows how to freaking airbrush at this point in time that has an airbrush. If you're painting it by hand, same thing. Just you won't need one of these, it won't make much difference to you. But use the same colours. Okay, so hand brushing is the same colours, airbrushing just makes it a little bit quicker, and when you're doing large surfaces, I just think it's much easier than the brush, and takes 1/20th of the time, especially for, you know, getting in around areas like that, and guaranteed that you're going to get every little area in there done. Airbrushing is the only way to go. I didn't think so when I started off modelling, or when I got back into modelling, should I say, because when I started off I was a kid, I didn't even know about airbrushing. But when I got back into modelling there a couple of years ago, I started off with the hand brushing, and I said to myself, I'm not going to go down the airbrushing thing. That sounds too expensive, this, that and the other. And it's not expensive at all. Not for starting off, and believe it or not, what I've been using for at least the last 3 years, is basic equipment. I have small little compressor there, you know, it's about that size, tank on top. It's no brand, so it's pointless in showing you. Little compressor, I pick it up for 100 quid. This airbrush, got it on Amazon. Might have to wait a little bit longer for it. I don't know where it came from, but I think it took about a month to come, and it was 30 quid, and that included a braided hose, full set of spare needles, nozzles, well, not a set of spare ones, a set of nozzles and needles, 3 different sizes, and when you think of it, that's all you fucking need. Okay, so we'll get them done and I'll come back. Okay guys, so we're here, another weird angle. Okay, after getting the NATO black okay, down on the main lower hull. Give it a quick inspection. Quite happy with everything there on that. I'm also after doing all the wheels, okay, with rubber black. Right, not too worried about the insides because I'm going to be painting the insides. NATO black on the drive sprockets, and like I said, dark iron I used on those. Okay, so we just get a little bit of light in there, and you will see that it's just, there we go, look at that. It's got a little kind of a nice little fleck to it and stuff. It's a lovely colour, really, really nice colour, and it's perfect for, you know, fresh, crisp iron. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change that up a slight bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do anyway is the lower hull, these and the centres of all of them have to be done in NATO green. Okay, XF67 NATO green. When they're all done, then I'm going to give a quick overspray to these. Okay, I don't want to get it too much, I only want it nice and light, okay, of this, which is XF68 NATO brown. Okay, I don't want to use too much of this. I want a light dusting of this, really, because that's the colour that's going to be in the tank anyway. Okay, so I don't want to kind of contrast them with the tracks, right? So, oh yeah, and then all the heads then will have to be painted by hand individually, little brush. Great fun ahead of me there. Okay, so I'm going to get them done. I'll be using my circle template. Okay, and like I said, it's as easy as drop them on the ground. I'll get that in a second, right? So we just get the light over here again. So what you do is, okay, you get your wheel, okay, find the appropriate hole for it to slot into. That's about the nearest as I can possibly get, right? Hold it nice and tight, and quick blast of spray. Okay, well, get it, the inside of it sprayed. So then when you take that off, then you've got the nice inside of it done, and you got your outsides all rubber black. Saves you spending ages trying to get them painted. Okay, so I'll be doing them, and of course the drive sprockets, all in NATO green. Quick dusting of NATO brown on the tracks, and we'll come back and we'll have a look at that. Right, so here we are now. We're after getting the green done. As you can see, I'm after doing the hull, and as you can possibly see from here, there's just a little bit more than just the green done on that. We'll explain in a few minutes. Okay, I got the green down. I got the green down on these. Got the green down on the centre of the wheels. Okay, and as you probably see from a couple more of them, then I did a bit of weathering on them. Okay, and I've one of these done. It was in weathered. Okay, I just wanted to be able to sort of get into them when they're easier to do, more than sort of having to wait for a while and, you know, do it later. But you know, it's a nice little bit of weathering. Okay, it just makes things stand out that little bit nicer and stuff, right? So that, you know, once I started weathering him, I said, right, this is cool. Went on then and weathered the underside of the vehicle. Now all I did really was just dry brushing, but it came out really, really nice. Oops, I'm sorry, messing around with there. But as you can see from that there, you know, it just made things stand out that little bit better, a little bit nicer. Okay, nothing overboard or anything like that. Right, and as you can see, there's those little extra feckin' holes that were there. This side seems to be much better, but you can still kind of make them out a bit. I had to fill them from the inside with a bit of sprue goo because it was kind of watery enough to actually go in around them. With the tracks then, okay, I'm after getting one I can say one finished, but here it is with the just the coat of the remember we started off coat of dark iron, and then I just give it a light dusting of NATO brown, and with the dark iron underneath it is quite nice. Okay, so what I did then, did all the centres with rubber black and a little kind of a rubber black strip just down the centre there where there was pads on the inside as well. Okay, and then give it a nice dry brushing. Two dry brushings, one with silver, well actually light aluminium I think it is, and just kind of give it along the edges and places like that, very 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 faint. Okay, and then give it a dry brushing with XF57 buff. Okay, and that made the tracks look absolutely lovely, it really did. Put silver on the horns there down along the centre, and the tracks came out very very nice indeed. Okay, really really happy with them. Right, so I'll go off now and I'll get it done to the second one with the wheels. Same idea again, just a little bit of dry brushing. Okay, I used XF57 buff as the dry brush on them, just to give a kind of a dusty look to them, because I'm not going for I don't want it too weathered at all. I want to be able to see all the nice little bits of detail that's in this kit when it's all finished. And I have a feeling if I carry on with just this method here of dry brushing, dry brushing a little bit of black, buff then for finish, little bits of silver in areas that need just for like one or two little areas along here. Now I know they won't be seen, but it was just more for see what the effect would look like. Alright, I just fix the light there. There we go. And a little bit of silver on some of those arms there, suspension arms. Okay, just a little bit of silver on them, just to show that it's kind of that they are metal, you know. I know that no one's really going to get to see that because they're going to be covered with a wheel, but it was just to kind of get an idea of the way the rest of it is going to work out. Nice little bit of dry brushing there on the back as well made things look out, really stand out nice. Okay, they really do, they stand out very very nice indeed. Right, so I'm going to continue on now. I'm going to get the other track done. Going to finish off the little bit of dry brushing on the wheels and on the last drive sprocket, and I think there's some colours to go in here as well, maybe a bit of red and oranges and things like that. Just want to double check on those. So I'll get them done, we'll come back then and then we can assemble the lower half. Okay, so I'm after getting that done. Track is all weathered and looking nice and pretty. Okay, now I did the other one, I have it on already. Okay, we've got one on, so there's our next one. So we'll get this fitted. I'll put on the drive sprocket first, and up along the way putting on the wheels. When you're putting on the wheels like that, try not to just push all the weight down on top of them. You know, put your finger behind, give it a little bit of support, and then kind of squeeze. You'll go in all the way, but you know, at least you're not putting too much pressure on the arm. They could snap. Remember, they are only plastic, so they might snap. Even if they were metal, they could snap if you push too much pressure on them, to be honest with you. Okay, so squeaky squeaky. Get the wheels on. Wheel. Why is it always the last one doesn't want to go on perfectly yet? In there yet. That's it, there we go. Ow. Hurts the old poor little fingers getting sore. Okay. Excuse me. So put on the track around the drive sprocket first. Okay. Push it up. nice under the return rollers along the top. Make sure you got a nice clasp on it. Okay, turn it around. And notice how I haven't really bothered too much wondering where the join on the tracks are. Okay, reason is the track is now should be, there we go, workable. Well, there's my join anyway. I want it in the middle at the top. Okay, now as you can see, the tracks are nicely workable. They fit nicely, painted up nicely, and whole thing weathered. They'll get a little bit extra light in there. There we go. So as you can see, nicely weathered and everything. Half the job already done. Right, we want it around the back. Just a little bit of colours to do. Black on these. Okay, and I kind of cleaned off around the radiator then, so it's weathered. And we have our 2 red lights then as well. Okay, so the back. And if you look underneath then, that's all weathered the whole way around. Nice bit of dry brushing, make it look nice and dusty and all that. Okay, so there we go. There's our bottom half all finished. Now we've got a whole lot more to do, so don't forget to stay tuned to the channel, especially if you're following this one, if you're interested in getting the kit and see how to kind of build it step by step rather than trying to rush everything. You know, it's not a rush. Take your time. Enjoy it. I really enjoyed doing the bottom of that now. Yeah, it took me 2 or 3 days. Who cares? Who cares? I enjoyed it. Spent all the, you know, I mean, when I say 2 or 3 days, I mean 2 hours a day. Okay, but it still took 3 days because I only spend 2 hours a day when I'm doing my modelling. So anyways, stay tuned to the channel, and the best way to do that is to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the bell when you've notified, and you can comment in the box and let me know what you think so far. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Take care. We'll see you all on the next update. So in the meantime, be nice to one another, stay safe, and go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. See you soon. Take care.